Someone pointed out I haven't made a video on the conflict in Gaza, and I for a while when I was just becoming religious, and also it happened one time we were fishing and we caught a catfish, and my grandmother was there. We were in like South Carolina visiting my cousin. She was from Israel and she knew how to prepare. She cleaned the catfish, but the catfish was like still on the boat. It was like moving around, and we had to like hit it in the. I don't know if we had to hit it in the head, but somehow we had to kill it completely, take the hook out of its mouth, and like from this experience, I decided I'm gonna be. I started a vegetarian, then I went to veganism, because I can't kill an animal. Why should I be eating this animal? It was just so disgusting to me. Eventually, I was talked out of it, but my point is, I don't have the stomach for murder and for bloodshed. It just wasn't made like that. So I don't like talking about these things. But someone else, very smart man, sees Sweet Judgments on YouTube. He was saying that and this is I knew this was a Jewish belief, but he gave me some sources that the messianic redemption will be in a way of peace. He says, Rab Nachman of Breslov, the Breslover, predicted the Messiah will conquer the world without a shot being fired. This is from Siach Sifrei Kodesh, I guess volume 11, chapter 1, verse 67. Taken from Compassion for Humanity and the Jewish Compassion, page 34 by Rabbi David Sears. Rambam Hilchos Yesodei Torah, the 10th chapter, the 3rd halacha, quotes that. Sifrei Hisfadus, which is the Rebbe's books of Farbrengen, when he would sit and talk to the Chassidim. Volume 1, page 252 of the year 5752, which was 1992. The same source, page 266, so later on in that, either a different week or a different part of the Farbrengen. I have many more sources. And generally, it says the Torah was given for peace. The Rebbe, the one thing I actually did see about the Rebbe, it says the Torah is given for peace, and then it says later, one of the 3 mitzvahs the Jews have when they come into the land of Israel is to wipe out Amalek. So how is this peaceful? Wiping out means going to war and physically destroying this nation called Amalek. So the Rebbe says there, a very beautiful point, I forget the exact wording, it made a very strong impression, is when it comes to Amalek, this one nation on the planet, the peace is to kill them. Because God's kingdom in heaven will know no peace. It says that God's Kisei HaKavod, his throne of glory, is incomplete as long as Amalek is down here below. Amalek is a nation that just hates senselessly the Jewish people and wishes to destroy them. I made a video previously that I took down claiming that Hamas, in my opinion, is Amalek of this generation. But one thing that happened in 1948, many things happened, but one thing was the secular Jews who founded the state failed to realize that the Torah was still in effect. Okay, even though the Holocaust had just happened, we still had to answer to God, not the UN. And there are 3 things we had to do when going into the land of Israel, and one of them is wiping out Amalek. If you want to go there and you want to live there peacefully, you have to wipe out this nation called Amalek, whoever they are. And the Arabs acquiesced to war. I mean, they're the ones, the UN declares 2 states, Arab, Jewish. Arabs go, no. Jewish, no Jewish at all. They declare wars on all borders. I mean, they kept declaring wars on the Jewish entity. And they would lose every single time. And you wouldn't, like a regular war, if you lose the war, you've lost territory, you've been taken over. The Jews, they win a war, they give you back their land, they apologize profusely. Even nowadays, in Lebanon 2006, they were dropping notes. We're going to bomb this area. I don't know exactly who taught the Jews about war, but it wasn't the same people who taught the Russians or the Germans or the Americans about war. The Americans get hit with their 2 towers, and they're in Afghanistan, they're in Iraq, trying to, make peace in the world. But I hate this whole concept of war anyway. The Torah is the Torah of peace. But I'm still of this opinion that Hamas is today's Amalek. And the problem is with the United Nations and with the secular government and with even some Jews in general and God in general, demands absolute things. Amalek is a nation that was kept alive one time by King Shaul, the first king of Israel. And this is how he loses his kingship. Because he wanted to make a public death of the head of, his name was Agag, the head of this nation, the next day. And God told him, kill everything, man, woman, and child, and I think do not benefit from their booty, do not take anything, plunder the entire nation and do away with them. And I think Shaul wanted to sacrifice some of their animals to God as a tribute. And Shmuel Hanavi, Samuel comes, says, you're not the king anymore, don't worry about it, it's over. You're going to make details, you're going to fight God on what I tell you, you're going to fight Shmuel Hanavi. Shmuel Hanavi was speaking to God directly, you can't go above his head even if you're the king of Israel. So he loses kingship. Kingship goes to David and David's house, and Solomon from him, and hopefully to Mashiach. Eventually to Mashiach, definitely, but at one time. But if it is the Malek, if Hamas is a Malek, the mitzvah becomes to destroy every single one of them. And it's not something you can go to war, and we're seeing huge miracles. Rockets fired every day. I think only 6 people have fallen on the Jewish side, and hundreds have fallen on their side. It's miracles upon miracles. People don't talk about this enough, but God is really, really protecting us, protecting the Jews in that part of the world. But if it is a Malek, you can't stop. And this is something that the government does time and time again, is they'll go to war, they'll be successful, they'll stop and negotiate for peace. This is not, I hate the concept of warfare, but the concept is when you win the war, you win the war. You establish what happens now to the losers. And this is something that every other nation in the world understands clearly. And the Jews in Israel go, well, we have to answer the UN. We have to, the EU is going to come down hard, And what does it do? It just, I don't know. Anyway, that's my whole thing is basically, if this is a Moloch, we have a mitzvah to destroy them, to eradicate them completely from the face of this earth. If it's not, they shouldn't be attacking Israel. They shouldn't be launching bombs into Israel. They shouldn't be kidnapping soldiers like Gilad Shalit, who was on Israeli soil when he got kidnapped. And we shouldn't be having to answer to these types of people, short of disarming them completely and seeing what they have to say, and if need be, getting them to the other side of the Jordan River where their true brothers are, the Arabs and the Palestinians, whatever they consider their brothers. I know they don't consider the Jews their brothers, even though we're stepbrothers of Abraham, but they don't see it that way. So that's my take. I hope this helps. God bless, and peace now.